essentially saying, you're asking for literally $1.5 trillion for a war that President Trump said he already won. You're asking for $1.5 trillion, unlimited money for bombs, but insufficient money in for the American people, for their health care, their food, their housing, and our farmers, Secretary Rollins, who we have cut SNAP program. We are not funding the losses from emergencies that have happened in blue states, particularly when we had frost.
That's not true.
False. You're not funding it. But back to you, Secretary Hegseth.
And I would like to respond to the fertilizer and the gas.
Have your chance, Secretary Hegseth.
There's no reason to be rude.
You are asking for unlimited money for bombs when people can't feed their families. And I don't know how this administration intends to defend those decisions to the American people.
Not unlimited bombs, Senator. I'm asking for the right bombs at the right time to ensure we can deter our adversaries into the future. And that's how this is a generational investment. And it was the previous administration that didn't fund this department.
The reason why they are so upset with you and this administration is because the words you have used in the past don't add up. About Iran specifically, you said that we had obliterated, quote unquote, Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. The president made the same claim. Yet 8 months later, in February of 2026, the president launched an active war claiming Iran was within 2 weeks of having a weapon. So when you say two very different things, the American people don't know who to believe or what to believe. They just know they can't afford their health care, they can't afford their food, they can't afford housing, and our farmers are continuing to suffer. So, which is true? Was it obliterated or wasn't it? What's the status?
The nuclear sites under Midnight Hammer were obliterated, but Iranians foolishly continued to attempt to pursue nuclear capabilities, which is why we destroyed their defense industrial base and so many of the other capabilities to ensure they can't get to a nuclear weapon. See, we're staying laser focused on the objective, and you're trying to make campaign commercials.
I just got out of a Senate hearing where I questioned Secretary Hegseth. And I have to say, I'm even more worried and afraid for our country now than I was when I went into that room. I said, Mr. Secretary, you talk a lot about winning. What does winning look like? And there was no clear answer, and then he finally settled on making sure Iran does not get a nuclear weapon. But I pointed out to the Secretary that he told the country last year, and I'm quoting, our bombing campaign obliterated Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. That's what Secretary Hegseth told the country last year. That's what President Trump told the country. Now they tell us that the mission in this war is to prevent Iran from creating nuclear weapons that they say they obliterated. So this is a war now in search of a mission. The Secretary got most heated and animated when I made the point that the best way to prevent wars is not to start them in the first place. And America and Israel, President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, started this war. Hegseth, he said this war started over 40 years ago. Well, it is true that Prime Minister Netanyahu has said he has been waiting 40 years to wage this war against Iran. It's just that it took him 40 years to find a president and administration stupid enough and reckless enough to start a war that they don't know how to end. The way to end this war, though, is just to stop. This senseless war should never have started, and now it just needs to stop.
What started, what we've been hearing from Trump and his minister is obliterated, decimated, and Iran are incapable of, because we've destroyed their army, we've destroyed their air force. How come you still render them all of this? They are incapable of anything, but they're still fighting even harder, you know. So I don't know, I don't understand. Point to destroy their capabilities to make nuclear weapons, and you're asking for more money. That's what I don't understand. You're asking for more money than you've ever asked before. So I just feel that something is just not connecting with me. The entire world is tired of this, because go forth, go back, go, and making the world less peaceful. You're making the world less peaceful. The world needs peace. If you've destroyed their capabilities to make arms or to make nuclear weapons, then stop the war. If you have destroyed their navy, and how come they're still fighting back? Who is fighting and their spirit is not fighting? If you've destroyed and decimated and obliterated everything, that, like you said, then they are not capable of any other thing. Why is the war still raging on? Why are you still bombing them day in, day out? Why are they still hitting your targets? So many unanswered questions. But we'll be there to keep giving it to you. Don't touch the die. Bye.